Okay, next up is Joey Logano. He drives the number 22 Shell Pennzoil Ford for Penske Racing, and he's last week's race winner at Michigan. And Joey, just talk about that win and how you hope it propels you throughout the rest of this season, particularly as we get ready to start the Chase Field.
Yeah, the win was huge. Obviously, couldn't come at a better time and at a better racetrack. Like we said last week, to keep our chase hopes going, I felt like our two best shots were last weekend and this weekend. We capitalized 100% last week with the pole and leading most laps and winning the race. And I feel like we got another really good shot at it this weekend and do the same after seeing the way we ran here in the spring. So we got a notebook to go off of now that we've come here for the second time. So I'm looking forward to practice here in a few minutes.
Okay, we'll take questions. We'll start over here with Jim, then we'll go to Paul, Alan, and Reed.
Jim Noble, ESPN and Sirius XM. Strategy for tomorrow night. Take us through your mindset and how you're going to approach this race, given the context of everything in terms of you want to win, you want to make the chase. What's going through your mind strategy-wise?
I think the same thing we've been doing. Over the last few weeks and really since the All-Star race, this team's really been really good, been really consistent, and making up a lot of points. And when we have an opportunity to win, we were able to capitalize on it last weekend. I think we need to do the same thing. We still can't afford to have a bad race. These are three very, very important races. I think we're, 17 points out of getting into the top 10. Only a few points out of getting into the last wild card spot. Our goal is to get in there and by points right now, whether that's by wins or whatever. But I think if you have 2 wins, you're pretty confident that you're going to be in it. So if we can get that win, it'd be huge. But if not, we'll have some points we got to make up, which this team can do it. I'm very confident coming into this weekend for sure.
Let's go to Paul.
Paul Woody, Richmond Times-Dispatch. Joey, it's been a very interesting year, I guess to say the least. When you switched teams, did you have any idea that this season would go as it has with the ups and the downs? And could you talk about that for a little bit?
That's the cool thing about racing. You never know what's going to happen. That's the cool part about life. You never know. And you just kind of go with the flow. And this, at least the way I live life is I just kind of go with it. And I think this year has had a lot of ups and downs and about every situation that you can go through in one season. So I look at it as being pretty entertaining and a lot of fun out there. So I think this team is, like I said, been very strong, and our chemistry between Todd Gordon and myself has just been growing, and we've been making faster and faster cars, and everyone at Penske Racing is too. And Brad and myself have been working great together. I think everything's going as planned. If we looked at it in the beginning of the season and thought, what was going to happen, this is what our goals were to go out there, win races, and run up front consistently. That's where we've been. The only thing we haven't been able to do is have the points to back that up like we need.
Let's go right here to Paul. Raise your hand, Paul. Paul, raise your hand, please. You got a question? Okay, not bad. Let's go to right over here to Claire.
Claire B. Lang, Sirius XM NASCAR Radio. When I was in Victory Lane last week, the management of Penske Racing all made it very clear we do not have a lead dog in our stable. We treat both our drivers the same. Has that helped you to come into an organization where you don't feel like there's sort of a pecking order? And can you talk about that a bit?
Yeah, anytime you come into a new company and, your teammate has just won the championship, it makes it very hard to be the guy you want, to be the lead dog, basically. But Roger, Walt, all the guys there at Penske Racing have done a great job on making it that way, making us equal and, valuing my opinion. And obviously, if you go out there and produce, after you go out in there and tell them what you want and what you need in your race cars, it's your job to go out there and produce after you get that. That's what we're able to do, and that's what raises your value up and basically raises your voice up also when you're in there talking. So that win was big for a lot of reasons, believe me.
And are you getting more of what you want? Are you getting more of what you want now? I mean, have you gotten more of what you need now that they've listened?
I think they've listened from the get-go. So, I think we've just been slowly but surely, as a driver, your job is to diagnose what's wrong with the car and try to come up with certain things that you need to be better. I need this to be running with this car, and find the things that are better with other cars, and telling them what section of the corner or what section of the straightaway you need to be better. And then we all as a team have to work together to figure out where that's at and how to make it better. And that's what we've been able to do. That's how you get better throughout the season. And that's what Penske Racing's done a great job with, is, all of us working together as one team. The two cars not doing anything different than the 22 car is when we're trying to build parts and pieces for these race cars.
Let's go to Mark Garrow. You have a question? And then we'll go to back over to Reed.
Mark Garrow, PRN. Joey, I was watching something on TV last week, and clearly, Brad is, still feels, he said, you'll never make me believe that we were illegal at Texas, that we deserve basically the punishment we got there. How do you guys deal with the fact you lost so many points there, and that if those points are in there now, so would both of you be in there now?
Yeah, we think about that a lot. And obviously, we don't agree with what happened, but it is the fact of it is what happened. The only thing you can do about it is go out there and win races and run well and overcome it. And that's what we've been able to do. We've made it all the way up to 10th. If we didn't have a couple tire failures, we wouldn't be in this position we are right now either. We'd be in there pretty good. So yes, it is part of our season. It is what made it one of the things that makes it interesting, like we said earlier here. But the only thing you can do about it is go out there and work hard and make it up, which I feel like we can do.
Okay, just a hypothetical. If you don't, and we hope that you do make the chase, will you look back at the blown tires or the penalty as the thing that ultimate? Say if you miss by 10 or 15 points, which one do you hang it on?
Yeah, it's a really hard question. I think you look at all of it, really. I can go back through the season right now and find over 150 points pretty easy. A lot of them coming in the beginning part